So we want to welcome to the podium the Iowa Hawkeyes. Jim Barnes in his third season at Iowa, 28th season overall as a head coach, along with student athletes Anna Davis, a senior middle blocker, who played in all 32 matches last season, and Michelle Urquhart, senior outside hitter, who finished third in the Big Ten in total aces in 2023. A reminder to those in the room, please state your name and affiliation when you're asking a question. And to those on the podium, please be sure to speak into the mic when answering questions. Jim, we'll let you open up with an opening statement.
All right, thank you. Hello, everyone. Just welcome. Appreciate you all here. Honored to kick off this first press conference of Media Days. With me, I know he already introduced, but a little more detail. We got Michelle, a.k.a. Mickey Urquhart, and Anna, a.k.a. CEO Davis. Two incredible seniors on our team helping us build this program. This year we returned 7 players on our roster, so pretty young. We have 6 freshmen and 5 transfers, so that's over 60% of our team's new. But I brought the older ladies here to help me do this thing. They're incredible, smart, brilliant athletes who came here to Iowa to help us turn Iowa into a winner. So really honored to have them here to answer any of your questions and start talking volleyball, because I know we're anxious to get in the gym and start playing.
Would also mention Ella and Callie will be walking around the room with microphones, so please just raise your hand if you have a question. Up front.
Aaron Ferguson, Wisconsin State Journal. Welcome. Coach, for you brought in Claire, who's from Madison, and I guess just what do you like about her game? What does she add to your team? And for the players, how have you gotten to know her? What do you like about her? And what's the difficulty of adjusting to a new setter?
Yeah, I'm going to let them start with Claire, and I'll finish for the grand finale. So why don't you guys talk a little bit about Claire?
Claire's an awesome person. I spent a lot of time with her on and off the court this past spring, got to know her in a lot of ways. I think one of the first things people describe her as is very nice and outgoing. She's a person that will always be saying hi and wishing you just, I hope you have the best day, and say it in the most genuine way. And she genuinely means it in everything she does. But then when you get on the court with her and get in other aspects, she's competitive and fiery and has this edge to her that she is going to win. She's going to find a way to win. And that's not just on the court, but how she attacks school and in the classroom and even games or random things that we'll do outside of volleyball and things like that. And she also has this confidence to her that I think she exudes to her teammates and pushes into her teammates and makes us better and work harder with her. I think that's part of it with the transition to having a new setter, is a setter that is confident and knows what she's doing, and that's Claire. She is confident in her abilities, which then makes all of us around her confident in our own abilities.
Yeah, going off of that, so not only that, but she finds ways to make us successful as hitters, and it's always, hey, what do you need? What do you need from me? How can I make you better? And I think, like, as a pin hitter especially, like, that's what I look for in a setter, somebody that's always willing to take feedback both directions. And she is always the first person in, last person out, willing to work 110% extra mile. So we love her to death. In case you guys didn't know, she's a phenomenal dancer as well. So, but yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah. We're fortunate for the transfers came in January, so Claire was one that we've gotten to build our foundation of our team with adding Claire within it. And we have certain boxes we check with different athletes when we're evaluating them. She checked every box, and then when we got here, she was better than we thought. I told her I've coached an All-American setter, was a lefty as well at Baylor, and I said, you're better than her. You have more ability, more talent than she does, and this spring just amplified what she can do. She'll fill up the stat sheet. She's a major threat, but she's one of the most selfless setters on top of that. So again, just checks every box for us.
Yep, here in the middle.
How's it going, Coach P, for a Big Ten Plus? Year 3 into it. Talk to me through when you first got the offer for the job, what your expectations were, and to where they are now entering year number 3.
Yeah, we're honored to be Iowa Hawkeyes, and me and my family were ecstatic about coming here and building this program. We knew it was going to be from the ground up, and it certainly was. There was a lot to overcome. I'm not going to go through all the things to overcome, but there were a lot. Part of that was bringing in and changing. When you're building a house, you don't always see the restoration in the inside from the sidewalk. The inside's what we were really restoring, and I brought these two players with us to help teach people how to come to work every day, have a great attitude, and treat each other really well. And that restoration's been going on for 2 years, and I think you're really going to see some of what our team's really about this year. I think we've put things in place. Of course, we're inexperienced as far as teams playing in the Big Ten, players playing in the Big Ten, but we have a lot of talent and we have depth. We're healthy. So I think a lot of that work's going to show this year.
Coach, Lincoln Arneal with the Huskers Illustrated. Coach, you talked about this in your opening with so much roster turnover. How do you go about culture building? You talk about building the house up. How do you do that? And if the players, what have you gone through this spring to kind of welcome all the newcomers?
Yeah, and if we don't get that part right, the wins don't come. And it's building our roster, building our teamwork, and getting on the same page. And the 7 players returning were all in for our program, brought in the 4 transfers. Like I said, we had 11 in the spring to really solidify what we're trying to do. So we're happy about that. We brought in, again, after that, 6 more this summer. These guys done a great job getting everybody on the same page. They're in the gym all summer working out, and they're coaches on the floor. Both these players could coach a team as well as I can. So they were in the gym getting after it. And when we start in 2 days, I expect to just walk on and be going full tilt because they've really gotten this team ready.
Yeah, and I think building a culture on a team takes a lot of hard work, and the coaches reiterate a lot of things every day in practice, but at the end of the day, it comes down to us players. And we had the opportunity this spring to have a lot smaller of a group. There was 12 of us, and we were able to sit down as a team and kind of talk through what we wanted our team identity to be and what we wanted our team culture to be, because the coaches can tell us a lot of things, but at the end of the day, it's what we grasp onto and what we want to build ourselves around. And so I remember early on in the spring, we sat down as a team and kind of talked about that. We had a lot of people with different backgrounds, different experiences coming into this season, and we settled on 2 main things. We're going to give 100% to everything we do. That doesn't mean we have to hit 100 or hit 1,000 or jump higher every day. It's that we're going to give everything we have for that day, every day we're in the gym, and that we're going to be grateful for it. We're going to be grateful for every opportunity we get to touch a ball, we get to be on the court, that we get to be together, because those moments are limited and each one of them is special. And so those are 2 things we carried throughout the spring and hope to continue into the fall, is that we're grateful to be out there and we give 100% with every moment that we are out there. And so those are things we kind of held each other accountable to in the spring, and it bled into then also the values that the coaches are setting with us and the standards we're holding for ourselves.
Yeah, we set those standards, and it's an expectation now instead of a invisible line that's drawn in the sand that may or may not be reached half the time. It's in the concrete. This is our standards. This is our expectations, not for ourselves, but for our teammates. And if somebody's slipping, it's not, oh, I'm going to get hurt because this person told me hey, you need to step it up. But you're right, this is a standard. We're a family and we need to act like it and be one.
Hi guys, Sue Marriott with Big Ten Network. We're excited to have you guys here today. We've seen monumental growth in women's athletics over the last couple of years, and many would argue that Iowa City's been kind of ground zero with the Caitlin Clark effect and what you saw in women's basketball. How have you guys seen that translate to volleyball in Iowa City?
Yeah, everywhere you go, they're talking about our league. They're talking about, the level of play and how and women's sports in general have just exploded. But I really think volleyball kicked it all off. Last season was, I think, a monumental season with just attendance and what we brought on TV. And I think they piggybacked on us, women's basketball, but they did a great job. But yeah, it's just exciting to be a part of it, and it's long overdue that we're opening the eyes to so many of how athletic this sport is, how fun it is to watch, and and we're selling out arenas, home and away, that helps this league grow in volleyball. And if an athlete plays this sport, they want to be at the highest level. They want to come to the Big Ten. And so I think the world's really taken notice of that.
Yeah, it's been amazing to be a part of this athletic department, and women's basketball is huge, obviously, for us here at Iowa, but we also have a lot of other women's sports that are kind of waymakers in what they're doing with field hockey and the first women's wrestling program at the Division I level and things like that, and just continuing to be around all these other amazing females and wanting to continue to grow not just our sports, but women's athletics in general. It's been awesome to not just be alongside and watch these people, but grow along with them and see this bigger vision of not just volleyball, but all women's sports.
Yeah, to piggyback off of that, being around all these incredible women, and then the platform that we're able to build here at Iowa, and being able to inspire the next generation of female athletes, I think that's something that's really incredible.
My name is Jason West, and I'm from the Milton Bronson Elementary School. What do you feel like is a team goal for this upcoming season?
Awesome. That's a great question. I think Anna kind of hit on it. Our theme really is going to be about controlling what we control. So it's about what we do control is giving our very best. And that's mentally, physically, emotionally, just giving our best to the team every day. You might play the game a little better or worse, but that's not what it's about. It's about absolutely giving your best every day. And that's the part we control. And we have players that now in our home that we've built that are completely dedicated and committed to actually doing that on a daily basis. It's hard to show up every day and give your absolute best, but I believe we have the character and the people in the room to do it. Yes. You get a mic for this. There you go.
Hello, my name is Duke, and and I am from Bronson Elementary School, and my question is, who is your favorite professional athlete?
Wow, that's a great question.
That's a big question.
You guys want to answer that one? Since they're pausing.
Yeah, Duke, you stumped them.
Yeah.
Duke stumped us.
Yes. Well, Duke, what's yours favorite professional first, so they can let them think a little bit? Kobe Bryant.
Duke said Kobe Bryant. Yeah.
That's great. How tall are you? You're in elementary school. Wow.
Be careful, Jim. Be careful.
Who's my favorite?
I know mine personally, and I know, people might chuckle a little bit. Coach Cry is the greatest athlete I've ever watched or witnessed, and now he's coaching our team, try to get another gold. But not only an unbelievable athlete, but just a great human being too. So he's the top of my list.
Mine's slightly random, maybe unexpected, is Tom Brady. I think that man is a great leader as well as a great athlete, and the best players don't just make themselves better, but they make the people around them better, and I think that's the definition of Tom Brady.
I'm gonna go with Simone Biles. I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. I just like another great female athlete who's been through a lot and has spoken out about a lot of things, and I think that just really resonated with me and the platform she was able to build, so I thought that was really cool. Great question.
Lincoln and then Peter.
Jim, starting the year in Puerto Rico, how did that come about, and what do you hope to get out of going a match a little bit further away than typically you may start a season?
Yeah, we got invited, and it looked like a good way to kick off the season. And we got a team that's really getting to know each other as well. So we thought it'd be a good trip for us to go there, learn a lot about each other. We're only playing 2 matches there that we can really focus on those matches and get some good team time together. We thought it was a great way to kick off the season and get it started.
It's kind of a 2-part question. Coach, you've had success in many conferences. With the new teams coming into this conference, what's been the mentality of your success in the past, studying new teams and game film, and how do you implement that with the players? What have you two as players seen? How is Coach implementing, okay, here's teams we have not played before, have not seen before, but we still have to prep for them nonetheless?
Yeah, it's exciting. This league is just incredible, and the team's coming in so well coached, and playing there in the Pac-12, they are played some high-level matches. So it's what you come for if you're a competitor. You want to play the best, you want to become the best, and so yeah. I know personally I study every team quite a bit and prepare as much as you can. And they're going to bring a lot to the table. All four teams, are certainly going to make a lot of noise. We're going to make it rough for them when they come to Iowa City. But yeah, they again, this league now is at the peak, and it always has been. But now, with these four, it's going to be extremely interesting. I think media is really going to take hold of it from coast to coast too. So that'll be interesting just to see how much this spirals in, within our league.
Yeah, super excited for the new teams coming in, super competitive. Coach does a really good job getting film, preparing us for all the different opponents that we face. But at the end of the day, like we talked about earlier, it's about like what we can control on our side. And at the end of the day, if we just execute our game plan and what we know how to do on our side, then the wins will come.
Yeah, see, they can coach. They don't need me there half the time, so it's great.
I mean, she said it all. It comes down to how we prepare and how we're going to prepare for these new teams in the conference. It's the same as we prepare for the teams that are already in the conference. And so we're going to go out there and give them our best shot in every aspect of the game.
Jamie Gordon over here. American Volleyball Coaches Association. Question for the athletes. This January there'll be the third domestic professional league entering, and I'm just curious what that means for you with having opportunities here in the United States to play professionally, and if either of you have aspirations for that.
It's actually really exciting. Think about the pro stuff. The old club that I used to play for is actually affiliated with the association, and Lauren, who's one of the higher ups in there, is actually running a new club here in Iowa. So that's actually really exciting. I haven't thought about playing pro really. Thinking about kind of getting the rest of my life together first before thinking about that. But if the opportunity strikes itself, I'm sure I won't be able to give it up. So.
Yeah, I think this kind of ties into what we were talking about before with the growth of volleyball and of women's sports in general. We see the WNBA has kind of exploded this past season, and now we're bringing another pro women's sport into the U.S. I know we also have the National Women's Soccer League as well, but we're bringing volleyball, which is one of the most loved sports, back into the U.S., and I think it's going to really continue to grow. You have a lot more people that are going to want to play and be able to stay here and have those fan bases continue past their athletes' collegiate careers. So I really think it's going to go well, and it's going to continue to grow the sport in numerous ways. Kind of as Michelle, I don't like to plan too far ahead, so we'll just look into this fall, and then we'll decide everything after that.
Yeah, and Jamie is a heck of a volleyball coach himself, so glad to see you here. I think it's huge for all our athletes. A lot of our players go on to Europe and play in Puerto Rico, and being able to play at home, I know is super exciting. Even for coaches, looking to maybe even go into the pro ranks, after college. And so I get the question, do you think it'll hurt college volleyball? And I said, well, I don't think the NFL hurt college football. So I don't think, pro volleyball is going to hurt college volleyball at all. It's just going to bring more and more eyes to the table.
I think we have time for one more right here in front. Aaron?
Hey guys, Aaron from Wisconsin State Journal again. Last year, looking to this fall, where are you looking forward to playing most this year outside of your home venue?
I'm not going to lie, I'll go week by week by the itinerary that gets sent out, so I'm not even sure where we travel to other than Puerto Rico that's coming up. I'm going to be completely honest. But if we play at Ohio State this year, that would be, I like their arena. Theirs is probably the best one to play in. Do we play there this year?
Yes.
Ohio State.
We'll go to Corvallis. I also love going to Ohio State. I loved going to Wisconsin. I think they actually have a really great atmosphere that's just a great, loving volleyball atmosphere. And then another one is I have a lot of family in Nebraska, and I spent all summer in Lincoln, so I love going back there and playing in Devaney.
Yeah, I certainly love the next match. This is my favorite, but Nebraska, you can't beat that, being in that environment. I'd love to win in that building. But yeah, so many great, venues in our league.
Jim, Anna, Mickey, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.